Hello, Blake Hart here. Today we're talking about Riffer. Riffer 3.0 specifically came out, and I've been playing around with Riffer for a little while. Like I think I picked it up last year, and it's really cool. Like if you watch some of my videos, you know that I'm into just the whole use of AI to be able to produce music because it's cool, right? And I think in general, for people who want to get into making music and feel like there are barriers there because you don't play an instrument or you don't know music theory, these types of helpers are awesome. They just get you to making music, having fun, and take away those walls that could be there. So it's incredible, and Riffer is a really cool tool for doing that. So it's by Audiomodern. So this is a little bit about it on the website. I'll have a link below to go and check it out. It is available for both your computer as well as an iOS device. So if you're making beats on an iPad, you can actually use this there as well. And with 3.0, they've got some new stuff that's come out with it, like several piano rolls and MIDI mapping and other capabilities. So in general, though, I just want to show you guys like how it all works. So let's hop into a project I have going on. All right. So it's really easy to set up. In general, it's going to be different with different DAWs. I'm in Ableton right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a MIDI track and you pull it onto a MIDI track. So I've got this here, right? This is my Riffer that's a VST that's open here, but I have to route it into a sound, okay? Because it generates the MIDI, but it doesn't have the sound feature with it. So to do that on this other MIDI channel, I have Nexus in here, and you're just going to set these inputs to bring in Riffer. Basically, that's all you're doing. And you will hear what has been generated on Riffer. So let's play my little project here. And if I solo that, nothing's going to happen. You have to solo the actual instrument, and we'll hear it alone. So let's go through what's going on in Riffer. In here, you can pick what key you're in. You can go ahead and there's a ton of different things. Like if I drop this down, so I'm in C minor, but you can see, like, look at all this. There's so many different scales to pick here. So you can come up with, a lead for, anything that you're working on. So that's really easy to set up. And then you just get a ton of stuff to play around with in here. And when you roll the dice, you get something new, which we always love rolling the dice. But there's also these arrows, so you can go forward. I can go backward. Or I can do a mix of both. And when it gets to the end, it starts going backwards. All kinds of stuff. So let's go forward again. And when I hit the dice, so it's going to come up with different types of progressions. But then I can go over here. I can change. So I'm going to a quarter. So let's go to an eighth. It gets we can decide we want more notes. 16th. So go back to a quarter. And then you can tie notes together. Well, I actually had that on. Sustain notes. So when I change things up, it's going to pick out a certain velocity, duration, and I can change that. So if I want it longer, I can go here. If I want to go to an individual note and I want to change the duration on it, I can change that really easily. And when it comes back around, you'll hear that. The velocity you can play with too. So again, you can, if you want them all up, you can. but you can also play around with individual ones, like how you want them set up for velocity. And when you hit this dice, like, it's gonna randomize the velocity. One of the other really cool things is this ability to move up or down an octave. So I'm at 0, but let's say I want to work on like some counter melodies and go down. If I want to work on bass, go down even more and go up higher. And then this is going to be really chipmunk, out of control. So that's really cool to be able to do that. The other, like, there's just, you can see this right here. There's so many features here. You can change steps. You can change loop. There's a ton undo button. That's always huge. And then it's resizable. I should have said that. So we all love our resizable VSTs. So look, I can make it huge if I can't see it. Just so many things going on in here. So there's like MIDI stuff that you can set up. I don't have that set up. That brings it back down again if you want to resize it. And it's just really fun to play with. You now in 3 can create your own presets. So you could create presets that you can share or save. These are the different piano rolls. So more than just like one, you can have multiple things going on. You don't have to open up multiple instances of Riffer if you want to use it several times. So a lot of cool stuff. You can add shuffle, play around with like your root notes that you're working with. Really cool things here. You can lock certain parameters if you don't want to like change them up. You can erase things. And there's just a lot that you can do. Now, one of the things I really love is like once you've locked into what your melody is, like you're like, all right, I really like this. This little MIDI thing down here, you just take that and you just drag it into where you have the instrument. You don't have to record it in real time. You just drag it in and you're done. So at that point, we can take this and we can actually just say, well, I don't want Riffer controlling it anymore. So I'm going to take that off. And then I can just play around. I can use Riffer for something else. I can open another MIDI track and then start using that instance of Riffer on a different piano roll to do something else. It's just a really great way to come up with ideas and to get moving. And to give you a little bit of background to like how I started this project, I just opened Scalar and I decided, okay, like, where am I going to be? I'm going to be in C minor. So I put some chords together, got those going, and then I opened up Riffer and I started playing around with Riffer and, just like kept clicking the dice button to see what I might be able to come up with. The Riffer manual is really well written, just really easy to understand, goes through each feature so you can see what it does. This infinity mode is really interesting. So basically, it's just going to take over and it's going to generate a new pattern every time it starts. So I wanted to like show you how that works. And when you can increase and decrease like the mode number, making like the changes faster. So let's see how this works. So let's start it going. I'll turn that off. See, it just changed. So you can like pull together patterns this way too. Change it again. So let's see if we put it up to 2. What does that mean? It's gonna go 2 times before it then changes. So this is our second time through, and now it changes. So that's pretty cool. There's just lots of little things in here that make this really fun. So overall, Riffer is just fun, easy to use, gets you going, gets you making music. It has a lot of, in 3.0, like more stuff that it does. And it's pretty insane. Like I think back to just even 5 years ago and how stuff like this didn't exist and how it was really difficult to start making music. And people over Audiomodern, they put something like this out and it just, again, pulls down those barriers and lets you get to making music, lets you, have an idea in your mind and gives you a tool to be able to get to that idea. Roll the dice, keep rolling it, see what happens, get something and tweak it, right? Because just if I pull this here and I'm just like, okay, cool, I got this this MIDI now. Well, like, who's to say I don't go back into the piano roll here and I tweak some things even more. Like, it really just gets you going. And I think by doing this, it also helps you learn a little more theory, because you start seeing like, okay, I'm in C minor and I'm seeing all these different MIDI notes in the piano roll, and it just, everything sort of starts clicking. So, it's a tool that can help you start making music, but it can also like teach you, like you can learn from it. Same for Scalar. So it's pretty cool. Thank you for watching today. Links are down below to head over and pick up Riffer. I appreciate you. Hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here and you haven't subscribed to my channel. And I will see you again soon.